It's go time for the Pelicans here at home. Here they are coming down the tunnel earlier in their finest attire. It's time for the NBA, live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony and Coach Stan Van Gundy. And joining us from the sidelines is David Aldridge. All right, a chance to check out stats for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
The field goal percentage has spiked in the past 5 games. It's up a lot from what it had been earlier in the season, and with every game that it continues to rise, his confidence does as well. We'll see if he stays in that mode tonight.
A look at the Magic starting group. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell-Pope and Wagner. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Anthony in at the point. And for the Pelicans, Williamson out there with the Lynx. Then there's Trey Murphy. Then there's McCollum. And it's Misi in at the center position. Tip-off goes to New Orleans. And Greg, when you're facing the front of a back-to-back, how much does that affect you as a player?
Before and after the game, for sure, it's on your mind. But once the whistle blows, you have to live in the moment. You can bet the coaches are very aware of it.
Clock at 6. Williamson up top. He's defended by Wagner. Anthony against McCollum. Here's Banchero. Sweet little floater.
Oh, the defense puts contact on Banchero inside, but he just bullies right through it.
Anthony against McCollum. Mr. Williamson. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Here's Banchero. Zion Williamson making his last shot. Here's Anthony. It's rebounded by New Orleans. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
A little bit ago, Willie Green and I were able to chat. Now, we spoke briefly about how critical it is to slow down Paolo Banchero. Coach said he can be a force on offense when he gets a couple to fall. The energy and effort from our guys has to be high if we want to contain him. We'll see if that team can contain Banchero out there, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, David.
I like the way Carter Jr. plays. He gives you the size, and he gives you the toughness.
McCollum against Anthony. Williamson looking it over. Great defense that time from Banchero. Magic have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Well, Coach Van Gundy, you spent a number of seasons with the Orlando Magic franchise. And looking back at that time, what stands out?
Well, Kevin, what stands out for most coaches and jobs, we actually won a lot there, and the winning stands out. I coached a great group of players, inherited not only talent, but guys of high character. It was winning, and it was fun.
Did a lot of winning down there.
We did.
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2.
Your classic combo guard, C.J. McCollum, can play off the ball as a shooting guard, but also can run the point at times, a valuable piece for this team.
Shoot 2. And he makes the first. And GA, what you have to admire about C.J. McCollum is he is the consummate pro.
Yeah, at this stage of his career, he's the adult in the room, and he's grown into a connector on the floor while still being that professional score.
And he makes both free throws. So, Stan, I'm looking at this Pelicans roster. They've done a great job building through trades, signing kids off the street, and acquiring talent.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kevin, that anyone's done a better job of putting together a roster so deep and talented. And as you said, they've done it in so many ways. Draft, trade, undrafted guys. Just a tremendous job.
Really something.
Oh, good to see that Banchero has options if he can't penetrate. Your game has to be multifaceted in the league.
And so it's Willie Green here calling timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. Looking at the last game for Orlando, it was a loss to the Bulls. Olynyk, a screen on Wagner. Here's Williamson. Lays it up off the glass.
Well, that contact does nothing to Zion. He's just way too strong.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Banchero is screened for Anthony to the paint and finished off by Banchero.
I love the way he went with the bounce pass there. Great awareness.
And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for New Orleans. Trailing by 2. Kicks it out to McCollum. Carter pulls it in.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times.
McCollum against Caldwell Pope. Banchero outside. Just 5 on the clock. The Magic need to get a shot off here. Caldwell Pope passes to Carter. Hits the three-point bomb. Carter's got 5 now.
Well, Carter Jr.'s got great ability to create shots, even quickly when needed.
Pass to Misi. Williamson right side. Banchero grabs the board.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right and you still get a bad result. Well, throw it up to Carter Jr. and he'll take care of the rest. It's that easy.
Pelicans trail by 7. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Ball's not loose. Taken away by Anthony. Down low. And finished off by Wagner.
Well, with his size and power, Wagner can seem unstoppable at the rim.
The Pelicans have gone 2 of 6 from the field. Pass to Misi. Shot to stop the run. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit but stays with the play and gets the finish.
And a chance for just a second now to check out the scoring breakdown for Orlando.
Well, their game plan has been very effective so far. They're working the ball inside, putting constant pressure on the defense.
And also have to bring up their passing game. They've been moving the ball with great precision so far and creating great looks for their teammates.
And defensively, Stan, the Pelicans look to try and switch as much as they can.
Yeah, Kevin, and it makes sense with their personnel. It can mean reduced minutes for traditional centers at times, but that's the defensive philosophy they've committed to.
Yeah, that's the 3rd bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
In their last contest, guys, he was unconscious from the foul line.
That free throw, good from Banchero. The first overall pick, and Stan, we have seen this kid, 6'10" Paolo Banchero. How impressive have you assessed his passing skill?
Well, Kevin, it was the thing that surprised me most about him when he came in the NBA. I knew he could put the ball on the floor and attack the basket, get to the free throw line, but he is one of the best big playmakers in this league, making the game easier for all of his teammates.
Wow, what a great asset.
You aren't kidding.
Chance to check out the stats for C.J. McCollum. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up, averaging about 18 points per, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, he gives you something to build around night after night. Reliability is huge in this league.
Magic on defense. 10-point lead. Here's Messi. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Taken away by Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push.
Now here's McCollum. And we know he can score. He's averaging around 21.5 points a game. Kicks it out to Williamson. Lynx sets a screen for Williamson. 6 to shoot, and it's good. 2 points.
Look at Murphy using his reach to grab the offensive rebound and make the most of the second chance look.
Anthony, the pass to Wagner. To the middle. Kicks it out to Banchero. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Olynyk, a screen on Anthony. A three from McCollum, and it's Orlando with the rebound. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Chicago.
Yeah, Kevin, a ton of tension in that one. The fans were kind of on the edge of their seat right up until the end. And I tell you what, those are the kinds of games you love to be a part of, but man, do you hate to lose.
And so it's Williamson with it. He brings it up for the Pelicans. A 12-point game. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. McCollum outside. Rebound by the Magic. Banchero's got 5 rebounds tonight. For 3, Caldwell Pope. Good on the triple.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Pelicans shooting 36% in this first quarter, trying to get their bearings. Fires away from way outside. Sinks the triple. He has 5.
He chucks up a lot of threes. Murphy clapping back in a hurry.
Williamson against Wagner. And he gets it to go.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
To the wing right side. Here's Messi. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, with each year in the league, we're seeing Murphy become a better distributor.
New Orleans shooting their 4th shot at the foul line here.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Isaac's checked in for Banchero. Gary Harris comes in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Anthony Black in for Anthony. And Stan, after a few down years, the Magic has been recaptured here in Orlando.
It sure has, Kevin. They've had great draft picks, They have a couple of young franchise cornerstones. They've got size. They've got guys who will continue to improve. This team's got a chance to be really, really good going forward.
Just 4 to shoot. Here's Bitadze. Misi grabs the rebound.
And already they've staked out a noticeable advantage in terms of aggression and controlling the backboard.
Inside. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits. Misi's got 7 points.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Wagner from long range. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Tough loss coming against the Rockets in the last game they played.
Yeah, in that one, the shot selection wasn't terrible, but they had to tighten it up. It did not happen.
Seems like they did all they could, and sometimes it still doesn't go your way.
Now, Alvarado. Following Franz Wagner's three-point attempt. Austin, no good.
Well, the defense just dared him to take that one. Poor execution on their part, but they got lucky.
And it's Wagner missing. Pelicans trail by 9. McCollum finds Alvarado.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Back to McCollum. Pass to Boston. And it's Wagner with the rebound. Magic leading by 9. The tray. He made that one. Basket number 3 for him. He's also missed 2.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Last season, the Magic retired the first jersey number in their franchise's history, that of our esteemed colleague and Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando's #1 pick back in 1992, Shaq went on to lead them to their first NBA Finals appearance in 1995. The honor is well-deserved, Kevin.
Yep, he's our teammate, isn't he, David? We love him as a guy, and we love him as a player. And it's the Pelicans with the ball, following the bucket by Orlando. To the inside, Misi.
And way to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. Now, here's Wagner. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Chicago.
And one of the big ways he came through was at the foul line. They couldn't contain him. He was equally effective at scoring baskets as well as getting to the line.
Here's Alvarado. After the basket by Franz Wagner. Here's Boston. His three-pointers off the mark.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Wagner kicks to Harris. Pass to Bitadze. Now here is Harris. He's covered closely. Wagner passes to Isaac. Off target with his 3. And stolen by Harris. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so it's Orlando with a 14-point lead as we bring the quarter to a close. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Magic here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
Throughout the first quarter, they did a great job of just running the offense.
Yeah, and I love to see this kind of communication between teammates. Great player movement, great ball movement.
Magic leading by 14. You've got Williamson. And it's Boston in at the shooting guard. That's the Pelicans 5 as we get into the second quarter. You know, Greg, it's been great to see the Pelicans get to the next level these past few seasons, hasn't it?
It has, and they've become one of the deeper teams in the NBA over that time. It's not just about one guy. There's talent up and down that roster.
That free throw missing. As a coach, what were some of your favorite parts, Stan, of life on the road?
Well, Kevin, we get treated really well on the road in the NBA. I mean, you travel on great charters. People take care of your bags. We stay in great hotels. But my favorite part of being on the road was when we were on our way home. Easier to win at home, family at home. That was the favorite part.
How about the bonding experience that a lot of coaches talk about when you're out there kind of alone against the forces, just you and your team?
Well, I definitely think players bond on trips like that because they're not going in different directions. They team to spend time together. I don't think any of them ever wanted to spend time with me.
Just 3 to shoot. There's Williamson with the 3. Banchero grabs the board. Banchero's got his 6th rebound on the night.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Now, here's Banchero. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points. Zion Williamson grabs the miss. Pelicans shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Robinson Earl, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Working his way from scout to head coach, Jamal Mosley was a longtime assistant under Rick Carlisle. He has paid his dues, Coach.
Yeah, and Kevin, I really admire the guys that put in the time, as you say, pay their dues, and get themselves ready for when they get the opportunity. There's a lot of outstanding younger coaches in this league, and Jamal Mosley's as good as any of them.
Yep, I would agree. Now the Pelicans have lost in the first round GA of the playoffs in 2 of the last 3 years.
And with how good the West is right now, they knew they couldn't stand pat. They felt the urgency to make some changes this offseason in order to take the next step.
So he gets them both.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Banchero draws the double. And there's the call on Zion Williamson. That's foul number 2 for him.
Team foul.
Here's Vitadze. Plays it up and banks it in. Vitadze's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Here's Boston. Still yet to score. Over Harris. The rebound by Vitadze. Vitadze's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Banchero. 2 points. That one goes. Banchero's got 11.
Well, he's had it going offensively, helping them build this lead.
Isaac against Williamson. There's a screen. Oh, and he pops it off the glass. Wow.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Yeah, and to do it on the road, it shows how well prepared this team was coming into this contest.
And here's Brown outside. That doesn't go, and he's 0 of 1 from the field. Second quarter of play with almost 3 minutes gone. Harris passes to Black. And here's Banchero. Good ball movement here by the Magic. 5 on the clock. Again, the Magic score.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
And so it's Willie Green here calling timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over.
We get a break in the action, so let's take a look at the West and how the teams are stacking up. Look at New Orleans. It hasn't been a great season for them. We may see some changes in the offseason.
And I think for New Orleans, their place in the standings would be a disappointment for just about any team, but especially one with such high expectation.
I agree, guys. I thought they'd be a lot better. Sometimes you can have disappointing years like this, though, and they're not a lot of fun to be a part of.
Here's Alvarado. Still scoreless. Williamson against Isaac. Williamson outside. Looking to end the run. And the Pelicans miss again.
And not a night he's going to want to remember. Just not really able to score the basketball.
Isaac kicks to Banchero. Isaac a screen on Brown. Back to Isaac. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. Isaac's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Offensive rebound, Williamson. Isaac with some nice D.
Yeah, and they're fighting to get back in this one, but unfortunately, he just keeps coming up empty.
Banchero passes to Black. Pass to Isaac. And you know, Greg, we're seeing so many teams utilizing the dribble handoff.
And it really forces the defense into a bad spot, can create situations where the offense has an advantage, and then it allows you to kind of seek out the matchup.
That one is off.
And Isaac really continues to intrigue you. A 6'10" forward who's just got great agility and can be a nightmare in transition.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Carter comes in for Goga Bitadze. And Anthony subbed in for Gary Harris. And he can't hit the second.
As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
And that one's good, Boston.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by Orlando.
Anthony dishes to Carter. Pass to Banchero. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Zion Williamson.
And on paper, Paolo Banchero has so many appealing attributes. His size, build, the ability to find shots. You can easily see why scouts were enamored with this guy as a prospect.
First one falls for him. Back in 2022, the #1 overall pick was Paolo Banchero. What do you think of his game?
You have to love his game, Kevin. I mean, handles the ball as a big guy at 6'10", makes plays for other people, scores, gets to the free throw line. All-star game in his second year. And on that team, he has really, really looked to defend. This guy's future is bright.
And their coach is another guy from the Seattle area, right? Who has come on the NBA and starred.
There have been quite a few of them.
Here's Alvarado. Still without a basket. To the middle. Here's Nisi. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
He's more than capable of running an offense. McCollum is a combo guard who you trust with the ball.
Back the pass to Bitadze.
Here is Anthony. Pass to Banchero. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got 4 assists now tonight.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Now here's McCollum. He's coming off a 13-point game against Houston.
The sharp interior passing is so important. The best way to create high-percentage buckets.
Back the pass to Bitadze. Outside Anthony. Pass to Carter. C.J. McCollum with the rebound. Out to the wing. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Kane. McCollum outside over Anthony. McCollum no good. Orlando leading by 22. Pass to Banchero. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. We've got a chance here, so let's now look at the real stats, real scores from the real NBA, the league's stingiest teams. Number 1, the Magic.
Well, they allow the fewest points per game in the league. Sometimes that can be a factor of pace, but safe to say, when you're number 1, your team is elite at the defensive end.
Olynyk, he's checked in for Kane. Orlando also making some changes. Wagner comes in for Goga Bitadze, and it's Kentavious Caldwell-Pope in for Black.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
First personal foul.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And at 78%, he's been a consistent shooter at the line for them all season long.
One shot.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Olynyk. You coached Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But do you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet? There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Now it's great being your partner.
Likewise. You see the full strength and athleticism of Murphy on this jam.
And it's Anthony with the ball for Orlando. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. Pass to Caldwell-Pope. Over in the corner, Banchero. Pulls up on the wing. Messi grabs the rebound. Messi's got his 4th rebound in this one. Alvarado with it. He has yet to score. There's the pick. Caldwell-Pope against McCollum. Caldwell-Pope with some nice D.
Well, he's got the green light in that situation. They want him taking that shot, even if he didn't get it to go.
Anthony, up and in, off to an efficient start, 2 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, Anthony is a talented scorer. He understands how to capitalize when he's near the rim.
Pass to Messi. Bounce pass from Olynyk. Messi's shot is good. Messi's got 6 here in this quarter.
He has still not missed the shot. Where could they be today without it?
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. Paolo Banchero is not skipping steps. Magic superstar says it's like anything in life, it's a process. Having that perspective just makes you want to work every day because this is the best league in the world. If you become impatient, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's a cliche, Kevin. Just keep pounding away. Back to you.
Well said, David. Dedication to the craft. EA thanks. And we've got a timeout called by Jamal Mosley. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And Orlando making a change here. Vitadze's checked in. Caldwell Pope pass to Vitadze. Wagner wide open. No good from outside. Pelicans trail by 17. Down low. Here's Olynyk. Slammed home and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
Big slam by the big man, Olynyk. You know his teammates have to be loving that.
He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line. The Magic making a switch here.
Shooting 1.
One shot.
Now a veteran in this league, Olynyk has carved out a nice role for himself thanks to his hustle and versatile skill set.
Wagner outside. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Now Alvarado hasn't made one yet. From 6 feet, Olynyk can't hit. Magic leading by 16. Wagner outside. Here's the screen. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Caldwell Pope, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It goes on C.J. McCollum.
The defense knows KCP and how he can score. They weren't going to let him off easy there.
So, Stan, we watched Kentavious Caldwell Pope's career, and he's played for a handful of teams, and he's been a starter on multiple title teams, including the 2020 L.A. Lakers.
Yeah, Kevin, I loved coaching him. This guy is a hard worker. He's one of the best conditioned athletes in the league. His stamina is incredible. He knocks down threes. It's not a coincidence that he's been on championship teams in 2 different cities.
Amazing. And the first one drops.
Well, any team would see benefit from adding Kentavious Caldwell Pope to their roster. He does a little of everything and just wants to help his team win.
The Pelicans making a switch here. Boston's checked in. That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. Pelicans trail by 17. McCollum outside. 1:10 left in the first half. To the paint. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Trey Murphy.
And one thing that has been very consistent for him the last few years, his ability to continue to deliver more and more offense. He's been doing everything that's been asked of him.
And that one misses. And he sinks the second. Here's Anthony. 20 points for him last game against Chicago. 55 seconds left in the second quarter. And here's Caldwell Pope. Driving to the basket. The 15-footer, good. Caldwell Pope's got 6.
A good stroke on the tweener by Caldwell Pope.
Pass to Misi. Here's Olynyk. His last outing, he had 8 points. New Orleans moving the ball around. 6 on the shot clock. It's McCollum on the wing, covered by Anthony.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Wagner finds Anthony. From the stripe. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. Paolo Banchero getting it done for the Orlando Magic. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you guys came out with a lot of energy in the first half. What got you going?
Like you said, we came out with a lot of energy. We wanted to get easy basket layups, knock down shots.
You got all that and more in that first half. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Thanks for tuning in. Did you miss us? Before we discuss the game at hand, let's first check out the upcoming schedule.
This upcoming slate is a gut check for them. Good teams level up against good opponents. Bad teams crumble.
Either way, Shaq, I think this is a chance for them to improve, which often happens when you're exposed.
And let's turn to the game we've been watching. It was a fantastic first half for Paolo Banchero.
I really like what Paolo Banchero was showing us in the first half, making most of his shots, his length, his size, his ability to get in the interior, man. He's affecting the game in a lot of ways.
He's really cooking out there. Hopefully he saves something for the second half as well. And that is a wrap. Now let's send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
And Wagner's got the ball here for Orlando. The biggest lead of the game was 24 points. So on the floor for Orlando. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. And it's Anthony in at the point guard position. Williamson with the block. McCollum feeling it out a bit. Looking to get it going. The shot missing.
Great defense that time from Banchero. Here's Wagner. Outside for Caldwell Pope. That's in there. Carter with the assist. Caldwell Pope's got 9.
Well, that's what Caldwell Pope is out there to do. A terrific shooter from three-point land.
Williamson against Wagner. Pass to Olynyk. Out of bounds, Orlando takes possession.
Taking a look here at numbers for Anthony, how the second half of the season has shaped up for him, averaging 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Well, he's found his groove. He isn't forcing anything, and he's making the most of his chances.
Orlando leading by 21. Here's Banchero. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. And that's 20 points for Paolo Banchero. McCollum against Anthony. McCollum outside to the left side wing. Wagner against Williamson. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over Wagner. Carter pulls it in.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
Anthony's shot is off. The Pelicans shooting under 40% all in all for the game. Sinks that one from the post. 9 points in the game so far.
The length of Murphy can be surprising. He's 6'8" with a good wingspan.
Anthony against McCollum. Wagner from long range. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Anthony's got 5 assists tonight. The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
Pass to Wagner. They double him with Williamson. Anthony, the pass to Banchero. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Banchero's gotten 2 of his 3 attempts to fall from beyond the arc. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. So, Stan, we have a second-generation player in front of us, and next to us is Dad, Cole Anthony. He has his dad's gift, don't you think, for passing the ball?
Yeah, Kevin, and a lot more scoring gift than his dad had. You know, and the thing I love about what Cole has done, though, I respect so much, is he's accepted that role coming off the bench, and he's been such a great weapon for them.
And now we're 3 minutes into the third quarter of play. Now here's Olynyk. He's got 6. Pass to Misi. Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. And his offense just hasn't been there.
They've come out a little cold after that halftime break. Just 1 of 5 from the field to start the third quarter.
Banchero outside. A shot by Anthony. Nobody around. And again, it's Orlando with a 3.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
And it's McCollum off the drive. And the layup's good off the glass. McCollum's got his second bucket of the night.
Nice play by McCollum. So crafty with the ball in his hands.
Anthony, the pass to Wagner. Carter sets the pick for Wagner. That 3 off the mark. The Pelicans have gone 2 of 6 from the field here in the third. Back to Williamson. Oh, wow, what a great move inside.
That is incredible.
And that one is hammered home.
Already such a well-coordinated athlete for his size and age. Williamson bringing down the house.
And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Magic.
Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. Wagner with it. He's got 14. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. No good on the triple. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Williamson left side. Kicks it out to McCollum. Olynyk in the corner. Wow, drew the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
First team foul.
It's going to be on Wendell Carter. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Magic.
Well, their passing has been just exceptional, and it's opened up the floor for them on numerous occasions.
And also, guys, they've been showing how dangerous they are in the open floor. When they see a chance to get easy points, boy, they just jump at it.
And that one falls for Olynyk. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Wendell Carter. And he's good on the second. And he can't make it 3 for 3. Greg, we've heard some veteran players and coaches say the league is skewing too young.
Well, because of the salary cap, you're often forced to play some younger guys, and they don't quite have a feel for the game yet. So possibly the product suffers, but it also gives you a chance to develop these young players in your system.
Here's Williamson. Unable to get that one. Great defense that time from Banchero. Caldwell Pope on the wing. Got a piece of it. That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. Let's go now to the 2K leaderboard for a look at some players that have gotten only better as the season's gone on. The top scoring small forwards since the All-Star break. Second is Zion Williamson.
I mean, tremendously gifted athletically. I mean, we're used to seeing that at that spot on the floor, and they pretty much all give astonishing individual performances on any given night.
Yeah, and production from the small forward spot is critical. These players carry a huge load of their team's scoring output. It takes a lot of pressure off the other 4 guys out there.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
That's good from Wagner. Franz Wagner, as we know, Stan, came into the league with a splash and hasn't really slowed up since.
Now, Kevin, I think he's surprised a lot of people. He has never played like a young guy. He's always played with the maturity of a veteran guy, and he just keeps getting more and more responsibility. He's handled it well, and then he could become a perennial all-star.
I like that assessment. Plenty of daylight on that shot. Wagner's got 11 points here in just the second half.
Well, he's going back to the arc. He might be building some momentum from range here in the second half.
Pass to Misi. They set the screen. And the basket by McCollum.
And a quiet first half from distance. Didn't even try a 3, but now he's 1 for 2 from deep in the second half.
Banchero with the screen. Here's Black. Can't connect from 13 feet out. For New Orleans, they've gone even 5 of 10 on shot attempts in the third. Inside, it's tipped and stolen by Wagner. Here's Bitadze. Misi grabs the rebound. Nisi's got his 7th rebound here tonight. McCollum with the ball. Defended now by Wagner. Banchero against Williamson. And Williamson throws it down.
Already one of the most powerful dunk artists in the history of this game. Mount Zion.
There's the screen. And here's Anthony for 3. Nisi grabs the rebound. Nisi's got 8 rebounds in this game. Williamson outside. Some nice passing here by New Orleans. For the finish. And it's Anthony with the jam.
Well, Anthony certainly doesn't lack confidence. Spectacular move right there to free himself up.
McCollum outside. Alvarado finds McCollum. Williamson against Banchero. Just 5 to shoot. Tries a 3. Another miss by Williamson.
Now, this hasn't been his quarter so far. He's really struggling to get going.
Wagner outside. And there's the call on Zion Williamson. That's his 4th foul of the contest. Both teams will make substitutions.
Team foul. Substitution on the court.
Here's Black. He's guarded by McCollum to the inside. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Well, he's a bit of an undersized center. However, his leaping ability can certainly mask that.
Launches it. That one will not drop. It's his first miss. He's 4 for 5. Wagner on the wing. Out to the right wing. Pass to Isaac. Down low. Here's Anthony. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Over to the wing. Here's the 3. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Here's Anthony. He takes it in. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
McCollum right side. Good on the shot. McCollum's got 11 points.
Well, he was scuffling with his shot in the first half, but since the break, he's been putting it all together.
Black the pass to Isaac.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
There's 1:59 left in the third quarter. Shot clock at 6. To the paint. Here's Bitadze, and he jams it with authority.
Guys, I like that decision from Cole Anthony. You expect that from the son of an NBA player.
Pass to Boston. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Well, Orlando shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch. Black the pass to Wagner. .107 left to play in the third. And that one drops. Wagner's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Pass to Boston. Out to the right wing. And that's a foul. It's called on Cole Anthony. That is his first foul of the game. The Pelicans making a switch here. Alvarado's checked in. And to change for the Magic. Harris is checked in. For 46 seconds left in the third. Alvarado finds McCollum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot from 20 feet away. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bitadze's got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. And the shot goes in. Isaac's got 6 points.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. There's a good screen. There's the 3. Hits it from three-point range. He's got 15.
We've seen what this young man can do, and we're seeing it again here. Murphy having an outstanding game.
Anthony kicks to Harris. Here's Bitadze. And the last second attempt doesn't fall. The 3 quarters of play all in the books, and this one all but over already. It's the Magic running away with this one. And do not go away, as we'll be back in just a few moments with the start of our 4th quarter coming up next. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
Yeah, well, this is the diversification of positions in this league. Everyone does everything now.
And with the 4th quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. They've got Jose Alvarado. Bruce Brown is out there with Zion Williamson. And it's Robinson Earl in at the 5. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Isaac passes to Black. Orlando moving the ball around. Now here is Harris. Not a lot of room. The 3. Isaac misses. Pelicans shooting at 44%, pretty reasonable. Williamson against Isaac. Williamson in the post. They set the pick to the middle. Here's Robinson Earl. The rebound by Bitadze. And it's Harris with the ball for Orlando. Pass to Bitadze. From short range, uses the glass that time, and it's good.
And defensively, they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Here are the Pelicans with the ball. Now, Alvarado. Brown, right side. It's good. Brown's got his first bucket in this one.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Like the pass to Isaac. Hands it from downtown.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
Yeah, and where has the defense been? They've been content to let them fire away. They've got to close out to the arc.
Here's Brown. De Silva with the rebound. Magic have gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the 4th quarter started. Something we're used to seeing here in the NBA, Coach. Retired players being critical of the younger generation. What's your assessment?
I think it's unfortunate, Kevin. I really do. I think the approach should more be from the retired players. They should have an appreciation of what they built and really enjoy the accomplishments of the current players. And then on the other hand, the current players need to look back and respect the foundation that those former players built for them.
Pass to Bitadze. From outside, off the mark. And the Pelicans with the possession. Austin the pass to Williamson. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Isaac's got rebound number 5 here tonight. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Pass to Bitadze. Isaac down low. Covered by Williamson. Bitadze with the bucket.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
Here's Boston, guarded by Harris. Well, Stan, I know you made the transition from college to the NBA as a coach and were successful, but how hard is that transition for the players to go from college to the pros?
It's an incredible transition, Kevin. In college, let's think about it. The very best teams may have 2 or 3 NBA caliber players. You know how many NBA players are on NBA teams? 15 of them. And the pace of the game, everything happens faster, so all of your reads and decisions have to happen faster. That's what I think takes the time more than the skills themselves.
Here's Black. Bitadze the pass to Harris. To the paint. And stolen by Williamson. Brown outside. Williamson with a screen for Brown. And finished off by Williamson.
Defying the laws of physics, Zion Williamson.
Orlando's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Here's Black. He's defended by Alvarado.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
For New Orleans, they've gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Alvarado passes to Robinson Earl. He's off on that one. The Magic have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Here's Black. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
Pass to Boston. 3-pointer. It's hauled in by the Magic. Isaac kicks to Black. Now Harris, covered by Williamson. Here's Bitadze. Here's Isaac. Alvarado grabs the board.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
The shot's good, and that's 12 points for Zion Williamson.
And this team encourages Zion to be assertive inside. They know how skilled and overpowering he can be.
Here's Black. He's defended by Alvarado. De Silva, no good. New Orleans gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Williamson double team. Here's Boston. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Showing great vision that time. Zion delivers the ball exactly where it needs to be.
Here's Black. He's defended by Alvarado. Pass to De Silva. Isaac outside. Isaac a screen. 4 on the clock. And stolen by Williamson. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Well, Stan, the NBA awards impact so much on these players and what they think they can acquire and achieve. How do you feel about the structure of award voting?
Well, right now, Kevin, there's about 100 panelists that each get a vote, and that seems like as good approach as any. Certainly, I need to be on that panel, and You know, I mean, I think we'd probably get more worthy award winners if they would just let me pick them myself.
Well, you know, they make your picks public, and a lot of times voters are uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me. I'm used to people disagreeing with me anyway. I have a family, Kevin.
Here's Howard. And good that time. Howard's got his first points of the game.
It makes up for a lack of speed with just tremendous effort and hustle on that play.
Here's Messi. Pass to Olynyk. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. Here's Alvarado. It's hauled in by the Magic.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
Here's Black. Here's De Silva. And the three off target. Pass to Alvarado. Greg, we know players are not shy about criticizing officiating. Anything you try to change or improve with the way the game is called?
Well, I like when the players and the refs get together in the offseason to go over video examples. And I think one thing that's important is you got to have relationships between the players and the officials. And then I think the fans can also then kind of get on the same page. There are going to be missed calls out there. That will never change.
Here's Bitadze, and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Personal foul.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The line for the Magic. Bitadze taking 2 shots.
Shoot 2.
And the first one at the line is good. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for New Orleans. And Orlando making a change here. No good on the second free throw. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Joseph against Williamson. Here's Olynyk. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson.
And Olynyk has a good feel for when he should look to score. I love when he's assertive inside.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Joseph against McCollum. Left side Joseph. Pass to De Silva. Joseph with the ball. Over McCollum. Shot by Joseph. No good. 1:39 left here in the fourth quarter. Williamson, the pass to McCollum. They set the pick. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so taking a look at their record, a nice milestone they'll be picking up tonight. 30 wins on the year now.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And something we've come to almost expect is greatness from this guy. Such an overall great performance it was for Paolo Banchero.
And he found a way to leave his mark on every facet of the game. His activity and energy were huge factors.
I've heard
some talk about this idea, Stan. What do you think about adding a one-on-one tournament to the All-Star Weekend?
Wow, Kevin, I love that idea. And if you could get the better players to play, I think there would be some serious interest in that from fans and some great competition among the players.
We see it every night in the NBA. That's what we all crave for, right? We want to see the biggest names against each other.
Yeah, every night we want to see the best players one-on-one against the other great players in the league.
And Harris drops them both.
It can be a lot of fun watching Gary Harris play. He's agile, he's athletic, he just zips around the court making smart plays.
Pass to Messi. Now here's Williamson. And what was that about? Not a good shot right there. To the inside. Here's Harris. Off target at the rim. There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
There's no airspace there whatsoever. That's as close as you can get without foul.
And so it's New Orleans with it. Williamson dishes to McCollum. Pass to Olynyk. Williamson with it, guarded by Harris. McCollum outside. Good, and the assist goes to Williamson.
Over the taller defender. This is why you have to stay connected to shooters on the perimeter.
Yeah, you get a little more space out there to operate, and that helps him find the room he needs.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. So for Stan Van